Hello guys, Psycho here, and welcome to my weekly news roundup. I didn't do one last week because work was just so overwhelming, I really didn't have time to make any of this, but I have done a double-length weekly news roundup, maybe even almost triple, because of E3 and all. So 2 weeks of news fit into one, and I will be covering E3, so there will be another new weekly news roundup, well, not exactly weekly, but an extra episode up on Monday to be providing you with the news content that you deserve. But yeah, that aside, I'm gonna stop rambling and actually get to the news. So, From Dust is now available on Google Chrome. The Google Chrome App Store has proved very useful and convenient, and as of now, you can practically play any indie game on it. You have to pay to unlock the full version of the game, though, but you can get it up and running and try it out in under 5 minutes. The Shadow of the Colossus movie picks up a director. Depending on your level of cynicism, this is either awesome or terrible news. The ultra-cynical probably figure this movie won't ever be finished, regardless of who's tapped to make it, so take it or leave it, you know. But that aside, onto some other news. Halo 4 may come to the PC, which is awesome because I've been waiting for that for a hell of a long time. An announcement for system requirements has appeared and been announced by 343 Studios. Why would there be system requirements for Xbox game? We don't know. Maybe it's only hard drive space. We still have no idea, but for now we can only speculate and assume that it is a PC port. Well guys, aside from the awesome news that we've been receiving for the past 3 news stories, we have some terrible news right now. 38 Studios have laid off the entire company, so it technically has shut down. Today news broke that, well, not today, but within these 2 weeks, news broke that Kurt Schilling from 38 Studios, dodged by reports of financial troubles over the last 2 weeks, has laid off its entire staff, including the entire staff of its subsidiary studio, Big Huge Games. Quote, "The company is experiencing an economic downturn. To avoid further losses and possibility of retrenchment, the company has decided that a company-wide layoff is absolutely necessary. These layoffs are non-voluntary and non-disciplinary. This is your official notice of layoff, effective today, Thursday, May 24th of 2012. This is terrible news, as although Kingdoms of Amalur isn't the best game of, it isn't the best game ever, but, you know, it really had potential. The world was pretty, it was very well designed and nice. Just needed the quest just needed a little bit of a bump upwards. The combat was satisfying and amazing, but I guess we won't be seeing any more of that very soon. It has only been revealed recently that 38 Studios have not been paying their staff since May 1st, but of course, with no staff, there's no way to continue working on the in-development Project Copernicus, and causing for the lack of revenue to pay back the $75 million that they owe the state of Rhode Island. It has already been revealed that the founder of 38 Studios has lost $50 million of his own dollars to pay for the loans, and oh god, another studio with so much potential shut down. Well, you know, things are things, and they don't always go well. Kingdoms of Amalur really deserved some more recognition, but again, it wasn't perfect, and it sucks that developers are out of jobs and such, but you know, things like this happen, and yeah, the world's gonna have to deal with it. But on to some other news. Battlefield 3 is going to have a premium service. Rumors of a Battlefield 3 premium service has began to surface. The heated battle between Activision and EA over the respective big-budget modern military first-person shooter franchises that sell a lot of copies appeared to be dying down a bit in recent months, but today's accidental announcement of a new weapon in the Call of Duty / Battlefield 3 arms race seems to be poised and rekindle the flames of acrimony. So, we all know how big of a, air quote, success the Call of Duty Elite service was, but we'll see how this goes. This is still a rumor. The source doesn't seem extremely legitimate, but we'll find out whether it is actually a rumor very soon when EA gives a response. On to another news story. Epic Games wins a lawsuit with Silicon Knights. Silicon Knights filed a lawsuit against Epic Games in 2007 over a dispute with Unreal Engine 3 and the development of 2 Human. And according to Epic Games CEO Mark Rain, Epic Games won. In essence, Silicon Knights was upset that Epic Games was spending its time perfecting its own games and thus its own engine, rather than spending all its time helping out those who licensed its engine. In addition to simply winning the lawsuit, Epic Games has awarded damages totaling $4.45 million totaling in damages. So, wow, that is a lot of money that they won from Silicon Knights. But yeah, a lot of court stories today. In another news story, Sony considered an online-only console after the PlayStation 3. There was a proposal on the table to completely eliminate an optical drive from the hardware, but Sony decided that this was too risky, apparently due to bandwidth connections concerns. So yeah, we won't be seeing that this generation, but hopefully we'll be seeing that sometime next generation when internet speeds all get bumped up to snuff. So, Doom 3 BFG Edition has been announced. It includes all of the Dooms and other stuff. So, yeah. You guys remember Doom 3, right? Pretty good game, albeit the one that some perhaps have forgotten about in the many years since it's released. Well, id Software and Bethesda apparently have no interest in allowing people to forget about Doom 3, as today they have announced Doom 3 BFG Edition coming to PC, Xbox 360, and PlayStation this fall. It's going to be including new levels and graphical enhancements, so keep a lookout for that if you're a Doom fan. So, more court news. Ubisoft settles an Assassin's Creed lawsuit. The lawsuit from author John Beiswanger, claiming that large parts of the Assassin's Creed story were stolen from his book Link, has been settled out of court. Ubisoft and Beiswanger have reached a settlement that will prevent a release delay of Assassin's Creed 3. View Beiswanger's voluntary dismissal of the suit. However, the terminology still leaves things open from Beiswanger to reopen the suit further down the line. What he was actually suing for was the fact that, the Animus was stolen from Beiswanger's Link book. But, that aside, it was a very small self-published book, and this is probably just a money grab from a failed author. On other more exciting news, The Witcher 2 sells 1.7 million copies across PC and Xbox 360. CD Projekt Red has revealed their Mac version is also on the way and currently scheduled for launch sometime this fall. Due to the success of the Witcher franchise, CD Projekt Red has also revealed that 2 teams are working on different AAA role-playing games, one of these cyberpunk themes. So, I'm looking forward to that. They are an amazing developer, they're great at moral choices, and oh god, are their stories good. On to some other news again. Dead Island Game of the Year Edition has been announced. The new version of the last year's first-person zombie-killing adventure includes all the game's previously released DLC, including the Bloodbath Arena Mode, Rider White's single-player story campaign, and a blueprint for the Ripper weapon mod. I don't think this really warrants a Game of the Year release, as there wasn't really that much DLC included in this game, but whatever, doesn't really matter. It doesn't really mean it's a Game of the Year, but that aside, these versions really don't mean anything, and my dog just barked. Well, Overkill is working with Valve on a Left 4 Dead collaboration. Overkill has revealed it's working with Valve on a Payday, The Heist, and Left 4 Dead blend type game, and game director Ulf Anderson broke the news on their official site, saying that the project was in-depth and currently in production. The Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior gets 2 premium editions. The Collector's Edition includes a steelbook of the game, 4 exclusive multiplayer characters, and 2 added multiplayer sniper rifles. It will also come with the History fanbook, said to be made together with military experts that have seen action soon. Oh god. That's not all. Also, there's an art book and the game's official soundtrack. The whole comes with Premium packaging. Sony also announces a bullet run MMO FPS aside from the more prominent PlanetSide 2. The world needs more free-to-play first-person shooters, and Sony Online Entertainment would like to deliver on that notion. They've been preparing not only PlanetSide 2, but now also Bullet Run, and it seems it's looking pretty good. Also, on other irrelevant and not as important news, NVIDIA 300 series drivers has been released. Although this may not be big news, but this well-made driver has moved NVIDIA's set of drivers into the era of the 300 series and increased performance immensely in multiple games. In more sales news, The Walking Dead sells 1 million episodes. For as much as some people may want to bemoan the deluge of zombies running roughshod over our popular culture, the fact remains that many people still enjoy bludgeoning, shooting, stabbing, otherwise maiming the fetid creatures any chance they get, or at very least take morbid pleasure in watching other people get eaten by said fetid creatures. Oh god, that game is amazing, and it's... well, let's just say Clementine is one of the only child characters I've actually felt a motivation to save in any game as of yet. So, yeah, good on them. Good on them. Moving on to game releases of the week. Batman Arkham City Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC has been released. Trailers are looking quite dapper, but the initial response from the critics were quite the contrary. Dragon's Dogma has also been released. Quote, Patrick, Klept of Giant Bomb, Capcom has delivered an open-world game with tremendously fun combat, a hilariously crazy ending, and not much else. Ghost Recon Future Soldier has been released. God, I never thought that was going to happen. Quote, Jeff Gersmit of Giant Bomb, Ghost Recon Future Soldier has everything you'd expect from a modern shooter, but it really doesn't complete any of its tasks in an especially satisfying way. Alan Wake on American Nightmare has also been released on PC, Batman Arkham City Gaudy Edition on the consoles, and Max Payne 3 on the PC. Now, moving on to trailers. This may well be the longest section of the show. We've already passed the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to try to make it quicker from here on out, but I have no guarantees on that. So, the Tomb Raider trailer, Crossroads of E3 2012, looked amazing. You know, well, holy shit, I don't even know what to say. This is by far the best trailer I've seen this year, but there's so much good stuff coming along this year, especially since it's E3. My god, this trailer, it's good. It really took Tomb Raider and turned it into a gritty, emotionally gripping place. And, oh god, it has put it into this beautifully disturbing setting and an island where there's no rules. This really is something that I'm looking forward to playing, and, good on them for making Tomb Raider something that I actually care about. Another trailer that's been released in E3 is the Dishonored trailer. We've received a trailer from one of those CGI trailers a while back, but finally we've been able to see some gameplay, and my god, is it looking amazing again. I know I said this for the Tomb Raider trailer, but I think Dishonored is looking like one of the most gritty and disgusting, in a good way, games of the year. The creepy choir of little girls singing in the background really adds to the atmosphere of the creepiness, and I can already tell that this game's going to be one of my favorites of the year. My god, did they pull this off well. I can tell that this E3 is going to be a good one. Another trailer released within these 2 weeks was Sniper Ghost Warrior 2 Sarajevo Urban Combat trailer. Now that's a name that's longer than most. Now this trailer looked pretty good, and judging by the fact that most of it was rendered in the in-game engine, I think that visually it's pretty average, but I have a soft spot for games like this, and there is no way in hell I can pull off shots like seen in the trailer. But it seems like this may be a buy for me. There was another trailer that really hit me in a soft spot, and that was Sleeping Dogs 101. Now this game hits me in a soft spot because it's set in my hometown of Gasp, Hong Kong. Judging by the reaction of most people when I tell them this, I would not expect you guys to know this, but aside from all this rambling about my hometown, the game is looking great from what I've seen of it. The combat is Arkham City-esque, the gunplay fits the mold of such Max Payne does. The driving is seeming to be on par with the handling of Need for Speed, but also maintaining the stunts of Wheelman, and last but not least, there is free running that is derived from Mirror's Edge. It takes a little bit from every good game there is, well, it takes the best aspects of them and puts it into this amazing open world environment, and it's set up my hometown. I'm gonna buy it even if it sucks. Another trailer that's been released, well, this is live action, so it wouldn't exactly explain anything in the game except for the atmosphere and the story. Well, this trailer was as confusing and chaotic as goddamn Deadly Premonition, but I'm a bit skeptical, you know. Although it's confusing and chaotic, it's yet so goddamn coherent. This is a live-action trailer, and it's nothing to do with actual gameplay, but the trailer ultimately does seem okay. But I'm always skeptical when there's a live-action trailer, because it doesn't show off anything to do with the game, and it just really, you know, I want to see the actual game. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. Yeah, but that aside, we've got the Dark teaser trailer. This trailer, although awesome, conveyed itself incorrectly as the trailer portrayed the point of view of a Special Forces agent. In the game, it's actually a third-person view and much more of an RPG adventure rather than just a run-of-the-mill FPS. But marketing is marketing, am I right? Okay, well, The Cave has been announced, and a trailer has been made to come along with the announcement. The Cave is a 2D adventure/platformer that is being developed by Sega and Double Fine, both of which are notable developers. As I'm not much of a platformer fan myself, I can't really critique this trailer as well, but I would say it intrigued me to be curious about the game. The Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition non-linear narrative trailer was also released within these 2 weeks. This trailer was amazingly beautiful and insightful. It's one of those trailers that engages and enthralls you into the world of The Witcher 2 and the land of Temeria. This is one of those trailers that are so expansive and cover so much for the scale of the trailer at least, but are covering a game so huge it really doesn't even begin to scratch the surface on how adverse and dynamic these events are. My opinion may be slightly biased, but my god, The Witcher 2 is a good game. I would, dare to even say this is my favorite game ever. But, I haven't finished it yet. But I know it's going to be amazing because it was critiqued really well, too. So I'm really, really looking forward to finishing that game very soon. Now, Renaissance Heroes closed beta trailer has also been released. This has been a game that's been under the radar, and not many people have known about this. This trailer seems to be showing off an extremely good-looking game that I would say would be okay to call Quake 3 Arena alla Da Vinci. And if that summary doesn't do it, look up Nexu, but replace the maps with a medieval theme. Now, Prototype 2 has a ridiculous amount of DLC. I think it's something around the number of 130 announced in one of its launch trailers, I think. There was a hell of a lot more walking than Excessive Force in the Excessive Force DLC trailer. But in all seriousness, this game is amazing, and you should really check it out. The Hitman Absolution E3 2012 Saints trailer has been released. Well, this isn't a Hitman, but it's sure as hell pretty as badass. It's nothing representative of the Hitman franchise at all, because you don't, play extremely godlike assassin as the Hitman franchise likes to portray you. You never really could go out and all out and just walk through explosion and murder everybody you could see. But, yeah. But, I'd say it's one of the best trailers of 2012 I've seen, at least. Well, most action-packed. And there's nuns, latex, explosions, stealth, 47 murder, guns. What more could you ask for in a trailer? Now, this trailer was something that I wasn't expecting. It's the Of Orcs and Men E3 2012 trailer. This comes from the creators of the Game of Thrones RPG. Now I know what you're thinking, this is gonna be shit. Well, oh my god, is this trailer composed of entirely awesome in-game footage. And it actually looks good this time. I wasn't really expecting anything from the mess of a game that the Game of Thrones RPG was, but I strongly urge you to keep an eye out for this new title, and that's all I really have to say for this trailer, because I can't really analyze it. It's just good, you know? It's one of those games that you want to play just because you want to play it. Now, that's the news of the past 2 weeks rounded up, and I said I would make this episode 20 minutes, so we're about 20 now, 20 seconds short, so I'm just going to ramble until these few seconds have passed. But if you liked the video, give it a like and a favorite. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. And leave in the comments why you didn't like it and how you'd improve it. And if you really liked the video, leave a subscribe so you'll be notified about future videos which will be similar and better to this. And be sure to check out my channel. Well, if you're watching this on another network, you know. And if you're watching this on my channel, be sure to subscribe to be notified about future videos which will be similar and better to this. And yeah, I do Let's Play content, and I also do a weekly news roundup. I occasionally do the Let's Look At, but that aside, my catchphrase right there, I think I'm done for the week, at least until Monday or Tuesday, so that is done for the week. So yeah, you'll see more of me, well, more of me doing news roundups, at least if you're not watching my channel. Yeah, you'll be seeing more of me on Monday and Tuesday when I get the extra E3 roundup done. And, yeah, I'll be bringing you the best coverage I can of E3. Well, not my coverage, exactly. The coverage that other people have, well, coverage of other people's coverage, because I can't get into E3 because, you know, I'm not personal. But, yeah, that's actually me done for the week, and I hit 21 minutes, so I'm already a minute past the time that I forecast, so, yeah, I'm gonna end the part here, and hopefully I will see you guys next week, or tomorrow, or later, any time in future on my channel, or this channel, or whatever the hell channel anything of mine is gonna be on. And I'm covering way too many hypotheticals and going into too many situations, and I'm trying to explain myself way too goddamn much. I'm gonna end this episode before I, like, commit entertainment suicide. And that's me actually done. And, thank you guys so much for staying to the end, and goodbye.